Hello. Hi, folks. I have been wanting to get a travel blender for a long time, like before I even started traveling, because I like making smoothies, and I found a little frother, which I think I have another video on, that was great for protein shakes, but you can't put frozen fruit or anything in it. It's just a little tiny blender. So, all the ones I had looked at, the reviews were mediocre. And then the other day, I saw an ad. Social media gave me an ad, and it caught my eye. And I'll say this, the ad was really clever. It was just the machine, which is the Blendjet, right? And it was just the machine kind of on a background. And it spoke in a whispery voice about it would show these different things, and it was doing like this whisper hypnotic voice, like why you need this. And it showed it, making a smoothie, and then it showed it with different foods in it, fruits, then ice. It even showed nuts, it was grinding almonds. And so shout out to whoever their ad department is. It was really clever because it just showed the machine actually working. And the whispery hypnotic thing was clever too. So anyway, I bought one. And I paid extra to get the fancy color. It was like $10 extra to get this fancy design. And there's one that looks like woodwork that also is a little extra. Anyway, the shipping was super fast. It came almost immediately. And I am going to test it. I haven't even used it. This is a completely unknown what's going to happen test. So let's see. And I've decided to give it kind of an ultimate test. I'm going to put some sweet potato in, skin and all. Maybe I'll take that little nib thing off. So, to be fair, let me cut it up a little bit, because it's a small machine, and you can see the size of the blades in there. They're not that big, and this is almost as wide as the whole thing. So, I mean, I don't expect it to be necessarily like an industrial food chopper for, because of its size. So I'm going to put in these 4 pieces of sweet potato. I'm also going to use an apple. Again, skin on. Should do maybe it's not even half an apple, but. So the whole thing is, I think, 16 ounces. It has the measuring thing on there as well, which is nice. If you're somebody that's doing whatever, 2 ounces of banana, 1 ounce of peanut butter, if you're on some kind of nutritional plan where you're counting stuff. So there it is. Now, I want to put this beet juice in, but you know what? Then we're not really going to be able to see it, are we? I'm not going to be able to see it if I use the beet juice. So let me get some water. Just occurred to me that the beet juice is so dark that if I put that in, it won't be as easy to tell how well it's really blending. So I'm putting this in, and that's, I don't know what that is. It's probably like 2.5 or 3 ounces. On here, yeah, it brought it up to 5, but of course most of it's space. So that's like 3 ounces of water-ish. A chunk of sweet potato, and about 1/3 of a very nice ripe apple. Now, let's see what happens. Let me just show you this. How pretty that is. And it has this carry strap, which looks pretty substantial. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm hoping that this is going to be worth the money I spent on it. And it just has a little button right there, so let's see. Huh, nothing. Uh-oh. Nothing? All right, I don't know what's going on. Now, to be fair, I didn't charge this. It just came, and I don't know if it's because the potato won't go or because it's not charged or because they're stuck in there. All right, I'm already sad. I gotta put you all on pause. Okay, I took everything out, and one of the sweet potatoes was actually like wedged. It had landed on the spike, or it was on the spike, and so I don't know if that was holding it. I don't think it's recommended. Well, I was going to say it's not recommended to do it without water, but they did show it grinding almonds, so here's just one piece of apple. See what happens. Huh. Alright, so it definitely pulverized that apple completely. I think the sweet potato was really just wedged onto the point, and I'm just going to put in one piece of sweet potato for now, and the apples. Although, I don't know if that's... Maybe if I put the sweet potato on top. Let me put the apples in on the bottom. There's one sweet potato piece down the bottom. And I'm going to put the apples and the water and then the sweet potatoes up above. Because potatoes are pretty rugged, but it does say it works as a food processor. So not exactly the miracle it looks like in the ad. However, you know, they do show it full of water grinding things, except for the almonds. So let's try it again. No. It's trying to go. Well, this is disappointing. Yeah. I might have to send this back. I don't have any ice, so I can't ice test it. Yeah, it's the sweet potato again. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in because I want to be fair and think, you know, perhaps it just has a really low battery charge. I don't know, because it did just come and I didn't charge it. So I'm going to do that before I continue this test. So this is part 1, and there will be a part 2. Hey, if you saw my nut milk video, you'll know that's what this is, and I've decided to just throw a piece of the sweet potato right in here and see what happens. Or even 2 pieces. Let me just put those in there and let's see if they're not all crowded up and jammed, if it works that way. Well, seems to have disappeared. A couple more sweet potatoes. A couple of my apples. Probably ought to tighten that down. Now, does it turn off because it just turns itself off, or is the battery really low? I guess you can just turn it on and let it go and it turns itself off after a little bit. It's definitely leaky around the top, but that is my fault. You must tighten this down, and I did not. All right, let's get the rest of my apples in there. All right, now it is apple, almond, and sweet potato. Kind of weird. It doesn't bounce around, which is great. It just sits there by itself. I don't have to hold it still or steady. And it turns off after, what do you think that was? 15 seconds? I'm bad at guessing that. Usually I'm really good about time, but let me see what the Brit factor is, yeah. I mean, it's a potato, so it's a little thick, but no pieces. All right, so that was apple, raw potato, and nuts. And it's pretty smooth. So am I madly in love? Because it didn't work exactly like I thought it would on the first push. But overall, pretty happy with it so far. I'm going to charge it up and then run another test. Okay, I am back. It's fully charged. It was about half charged, I think. It seems, so this lights up blue, and it seems as if one side was purple and then it kind of gradiated as it charged. So still, at half a charge, you want it to work just as good as a whole charge. Otherwise, what's the point of getting supposedly 15 charges or 15 blends from a charge? And I wonder if that means 15 times that you push the button once and leave it alone. Anyway, 6 ounces of water. Now I'm going to put the rest of my apple in. I'm going to put in these pieces of turmeric root. And you know what? Let's have a bit of ginger as well. I'm going to peel a little bit just because I prefer to take a bit of the skin off. If you've ever made anything with fresh ginger, you know that it's pretty rugged. I mean, it's a root. And it's very stringy if you don't cut it across the grain. So I am doing that. So we've got apple, ginger, turmeric, water. I'm going to add this after, but not until we see what happens. Let's see if it works better now that it's fully charged and that I put 6 ounces of water in first. So I do have water at the bottom of it. Let's go. Here we go. I should be timing it. Okay. So it looks as if there's still quite a few bits of the skin in there. Let's give it a second one, and I'm going to count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. All right, so I think it is about 15 seconds. So that was 2 blends. You can still see some apple skin in there. Yeah, definitely bits of skin and pulp. So I guess I'm really spoiled because I do have a Ninja blender, which is 1.75 horsepower. And I have no idea what this is, but I'm sure it's not even a whole single horsepower in a little tiny motor like that. Overall, I'm satisfied though. Because even though it's a little grainy with the skins on, ginger and turmeric, again, they're roots. They're pretty thick. And apple skin's rugged, you know. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. And I guess I'm going to use it, and I'll probably review. I'm definitely taking it with me on my winter trip. And after I've been on the road for a while, I'll probably put an updated review. So that's where Barbara meets kitchen gadgets. And I will see you guys down the road.